There is a tiny silver shape on your bathroom floor. It is moving fast across the white tile, close to the dark mouth of the drain, its body bending like a little piece of living metal. You see the long antennae first, then the three thin tails, then that quick, nervous, fish-like motion that makes your skin tighten before your brain has even named it. Your foot is already moving. Maybe it is a slipper. Maybe it is a wad of toilet paper. Maybe it is the edge of a shampoo bottle, lifted like a weapon because something ugly just crossed the cleanest room in your house. And honestly, that reaction makes sense. It is the bathroom. The floor is damp. The grout is stained in the corners. There is condensation on the tile. Something silver just ran out from beside the baseboard and disappeared toward the drain. Your first thought is simple: kill it before there are more. But before you do that, stop. That silver bug on your bathroom floor is not just wandering around. It may be telling you something about your home that your eyes missed. A silverfish does not look like a messenger. It looks like a mistake. It looks like the kind of thing that belongs under a rotten board, behind an old box, or inside a wall you do not want to open. It is flat, fast, wingless, and almost prehistoric. It does not buzz. It does not bite you. It does not announce itself. It appears for 1 second under the bathroom light, then vanishes into a crack so thin you never considered it a doorway. That is why people crush it. They see one insect and imagine an infestation. They see it near a drain and imagine it crawled up from some filthy pipe. They see it in a room meant for soap, towels, and clean skin, and the contradiction feels disgusting. So the hand reaches. The shoe lifts. The paper comes down. But the strangest part is this: the silverfish may not be the first problem in the room. It may be the first problem that moved. Silverfish are drawn to the kind of conditions people usually notice: too late, damp corners, warm, dark gaps, quiet spaces behind cabinets, paper backing, wallpaper paste, cardboard, dust, dead insects, tiny traces of fungi, the soft organic film that collects where water touches a surface again and again. They do not need a dramatic mess to survive. They need the small things a bathroom quietly builds when air does not dry, when water slips behind a seam, when a vent does not pull enough moisture out, when the gap around a pipe stays dark and humid. And that is where the story becomes uncomfortable. You may see the silverfish on the open floor, but that is not where the story began. It began behind something. Behind the baseboard where the mop never reaches. Beneath the vanity where a pipe sweats in the dark. In the gap where tile meets wall. Under a stack of cardboard packaging you forgot in the closet outside the bathroom. Behind old wallpaper. In dust that has collected under the cabinet lip. Along a plumbing opening that was never sealed perfectly. The insect is only the moving part of a hidden condition. Here is the fact that changes the whole scene. When people find silverfish in a sink, tub, or near a drain, they often imagine the insect crawled out of the plumbing. But silverfish are not little drain monsters rising from the sewer. They can move through tiny openings, wall voids, and spaces around pipes. And when they fall into a bathtub or sink, the smooth sides can trap them. They run in circles under the light. Not because the drain is their home, but because the bathroom has become a slick white pit they cannot escape. Let that settle for a moment. The insect you were about to crush may have been lost. Not lost in the emotional sense. Lost as evidence. It may have come from the edge of a hidden root, crossed the tile at night, slipped into the wrong open surface, and ended up exposed in the one place you could finally see it. That means the important question is not, how do I kill this one? The important question is, where did it come from? Silverfish are built for the part of the house we ignore. Their bodies are flattened so they can slide into narrow spaces. Their scales catch the light, which is why they flash silver for 1 second and then disappear. They avoid daylight and open rooms. They come out when the house is quiet, when the fan is off, when the mirror is still fogged from the last shower, when the damp towel on the floor is slowly feeding the air with moisture. They do not need your bathroom to be filthy. That is the part people get wrong. A clean bathroom can still invite silverfish if it stays wet too long. A spotless floor can still hide dampness behind a vanity. A bright white tile wall can still have a soft, dark opening around a pipe. You can wipe every surface and still miss the one condition that matters most. Moisture that lingers where light does not reach. The real action is happening where you cannot see it. In the dark, a silverfish feeds in a way that feels almost too small to matter until you understand what it means. It is not chewing like a termite through a beam. It is not drilling a tunnel. Its jaws are weak, so it scrapes. It grazes surfaces. It feeds on starches and sugars hidden in things humans do not think of as food. Paste in paper, glue in bindings, wallpaper sizing, crumbs of dry food, dust, bits of dead insects, and certain fungi. It can live quietly on the leftovers of a house. That is why one silverfish in the bathroom is not just a bug. It is a question mark with legs. Why is there enough humidity here for it to keep searching? Why is there enough cover for it to hide during the day? Why is there enough organic material for it to feed? Why does this room, the room you clean the most, still have a secret ecosystem running under the edges? Here is the part that changes everything. Silverfish are not random decorations of decay. They are conditioned followers. They do not create the damp gap behind your wall. They reveal that it is useful to something. They do not install the leak under the sink. They take advantage of what the leak changes. They do not make your bathroom poorly ventilated. They become more comfortable when the air stays heavy after every shower. So when one runs across the tile, your bathroom is speaking in a language most people only understand after damage appears. Before the paint bubbles. Before the cabinet bottom softens. Before the musty smell gets strong enough to embarrass you. Before the cardboard box in the closet becomes a damp shelter. Before the small gap around a pipe becomes a hallway. The silverfish arrives as a tiny, ugly punctuation mark at the end of a sentence your house has been writing in moisture. And this is where the title matters. Never kill the silverfish in your bathroom as your first move. Not because silverfish are sacred. Not because you want them breeding behind your walls. Not because they are harmless to your books, papers, wallpaper, or stored items. They can be pests. They can damage materials. If you are seeing many of them, that matters. If they are showing up again and again, that is not something to romanticize. But killing the one you see can erase the one clue you had. The insect you wanted to crush may not be the problem. It may be the shape the problem took when it finally stepped into the light. That is the reversal. The silverfish is not just an intruder in the bathroom. It may be a living arrow pointing back toward the dark, damp place that allowed it to survive. So what should you do when you see one? First, do not panic. Do not turn the whole bathroom into a cloud of spray because one small insect crossed the tile. Look at where it appeared. Was it near the baseboard? Near the vanity? Near the toilet? Near a pipe opening? Near peeling wallpaper, old caulk, a damp bath mat, a closet full of paper products, or a gap under the cabinet? The place matters. Then look for the hidden invitation. Run the fan longer after showers. Check whether the vent is actually pulling air. Feel under the sink for slow drips or pipe condensation. Look at the caulk line around the tub. Check the grout. Move old cardboard, magazines, or paper bags out of damp storage. Vacuum dust and debris from the edges where the floor meets the wall. Seal obvious cracks around pipes and baseboards. Keep the room dry enough that a creature built for humidity no longer finds it comfortable. That is not just pest control. That is listening. If you see one silverfish once, it may simply be a stray. If you see them repeatedly, especially in the same area, the message is louder. The bathroom is offering moisture, shelter, or food. And if you only kill the messenger, the invitation remains open. Before you kill it, ask why your bathroom invited it in. That line is the entire story. Because the silverfish does not need your fear. It needs your conditions. It does not care about your disgust. It cares about the dark seam behind the cabinet. It cares about damp air, dust, glue, paper, and quiet. It cares about the parts of your home that your cleaning routine passes over because they are not visible enough to feel urgent. Most people only react to what moves. But houses usually warn us before they fail. A stain spreads. A smell appears. Paint blisters. Wood softens. A line of ants follows sugar. A cockroach appears near warmth and food. A silverfish flashes across wet tile like a piece of broken moonlight, and the human instinct says, destroy it. But a better instinct says, investigate. Now imagine the scene again. The bathroom light clicks on. The tile is cold. The mirror still holds a faint fog from the shower. Near the drain, that silver body moves, fast and strange, trying to escape the open floor. Your slipper rises. This time, you pause. You see the insect, but you also see the room around it. The wet corner, the loose caulk, the tiny gap under the cabinet, the old cardboard tucked beside the towels, the fan that shuts off too soon, the place where the house has been holding its breath. And suddenly, the silverfish is not just something disgusting. It is evidence, not proof of disaster, not a reason to panic, but a small, living signal that says, look closer. Because the thing you almost crushed may have been the first honest warning your bathroom gave you. So before you bring the slipper down, follow the signal back into the dark. Dry the room, seal the gaps, remove the hidden food, fix the moisture, watch whether the warning disappears. And if you have ever found one of these silver bugs on your bathroom floor, tell me where it was. Near the drain, under the sink, beside the tub, or coming out from the wall. and subscribe, because the next strange thing you almost destroy may be your home trying to tell you the truth.